What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about more Grand Theft Auto. We have a story of Grand Theft Auto 6 code in a box is somewhere already selling out of PlayStation 5 scalpers have their eyes on it. We're also going to talk about GTA $8 price tag. Doesn't set a new AAA game price floor, but it does widen the gap between the haves and have-nots. We're also going to talk about Splitgate. We're going to watch TheKingerd's video of Splitgate creators are desperately backpedaling. We'll watch that, and then we're also going to watch Star Wars Galactic Racer. These are new details, and that's coming from Star Wars headquarters. And then we're going to also watch Mighty Keef's video on Steam Machine. I started laughing about it, so it's real short. We'll watch that a little bit later in the show. What's going on, chat? Let's see who's all here. Good morning, Aku. Good morning, Eclipse, Allturn, Water Bear, Sarge, Travis, Jason Marshall, Jesse. What's going on? Roic, good morning. Brain Eclipse, Wonder Rose, good morning. All right, let's get to it. Here we go again with my camera. I don't know why my camera does this, but it does it. And there it goes. It fixes it. It's amazing. It's like, hey, do you want your camera on? These are the settings, right? Yes. Save. All right. Save. We're good. We're saved. Okay, great. Start the stream. Doesn't save. It's amazing. They'll fix it. It's a feature. Let's start off. Now, Paul Tassi just wrote an article I saw. Maybe we'll go over that after this other article, because it says Paul Tassi has an article talking about how Rockstar may turn GTA 6 into a $100 game after all. So we'll read that after. All right. So the first story is GTA 6 $80 price tag doesn't set a new AAA game price floor, but it does widen the gap between the haves and have-nots. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I give you my thoughts on the articles we read, the videos we watch. Let me get your thoughts and opinions from chat. Appreciate it very much. Other ways to help out the stream: you can buy something down in the store. You can listen to our music. You can purchase the music. You can buy a mug. You can do a super chat. There's a bunch of different things you could do, or you could just hit that like button down below. All right, so GTA 6 $80 price tag doesn't set a new AAA game price floor. It says back in November 2025, it got information dropped everyone was waiting for, the release date of GTA 6. Yes, it came a package of delayed announcements, and there was technically no guarantee it would stick, but ultimately it has. Okay, it finally got another bit of information everyone has been waiting for today, and how much Rockstar long-awaited game would cost. Oh, and if by any chance the trailer drops this morning while we're live, we will go watch the trailer as well. And then we'll discuss that. $80 for a standard edition and $100 for an ultimate edition. Claimed fears of the barrier to entry for GTA 6 would start at $100. But now the same fears turn towards the rest of the video game industry. Mario Kart World was technically the game that broke the $70 seal. But as we've seen since it released, even Nintendo.
Here you go. Now you can buy GTA 6 $20 cheaper.
Well, I'm not going to buy it. What I do appreciate you for your $20 for the super chat, but as I said yesterday, I'm not interested. I'm not buying a $100 video game. I'm not buying an $80 video game. I will wait till I have 5,000 subscribers before I play this game. I truly mean that. But I do appreciate you very much for the $20. Thank you very much. It says Nintendo was trying to charge that much at all of this of the first-party titles. Now, it could be at least the party was a veteran analyst, author of Super Joust Playlist. The game's professor of NYU's Stern School of Business, Jos Van, told Reuters that the new standard for AAA games isn't going to automatically jump to $80. He says, quote, GTA 6 doesn't lift all prices, but widens a gap between haves and have-nots. Okay, he also added that all players scared off by the $80 price tag amounts to a rounding error against anticipation. Now, that's not what they hear.
Be like, let me subsidize GTA 6 so you buy it.
Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. I use this money towards a lot of other things, like eating and putting it back into the stream and stuff like that. I do appreciate you. Thank you very much for $2. Okay. Oh. GTA because it says the biggest entertainment release of all time so far and predicted to sell upwards of 45 million copies almost immediately. And after more of a decade, the entire console generations waiting for players will largely not be turned away from the new GTA game because it costs $10 more than the other AAA games they might be buying this year. I'm going to put a pause in that for just a second, right? Because it's not about just $10. I hate when people do this. It's only 2 cups of coffee. It's only a $5 increase. You're a broke boy. I don't know if they lack the intelligence of, if I buy something at a higher price, they're like, oh, well, it's only $10. Yeah, it's only $10. Let me ask you something. When you walk down the street and there's a homeless person and they're like, hey, can I have some money? And you're like, it's only $10. And you walk 2 feet down the road and someone's like, hey, can I have $10? And you're like, yeah, here you go. Here's $10. And then you walk down the street and someone's like, hey, can I have $10? Yeah, you can have $10, right? It's only $10. But $10 adds up. And it adds up even more and more and more because that is the standard now, right? Look at tipping. In America, everyone wants tips. They want tips when they don't do shit. It's only just a small tip. Would you like to donate your extra change to this person? It's only 15 cents, right? Yeah, just keep giving your money away, okay? Just keep giving your money away. Not a big deal.
If you're a broke boy, just say so.
That's right. I'm a broke boy, okay? Thank you very much for the $2, okay? I just think it's funny when people are like, it's only $10. That's not the point. The people are saying, I don't want to give $10. I don't want to pay $80 because if they pay $80 for this, they don't hear, oh, well, this game is the only game that can be $80. No, what they hear is, hey, did you see GTA? They could charge $80. Maybe we can charge $80. Let's just put it out there. I mean, they already tried it. Look at Outer Worlds 2. They were going to try $80. They went, no, let's back it off. Right? That game shouldn't have been $60. Should have been $50, maybe $40. Obviously, all of these things, it's case-by-case scenario. But this opens up the floodgates. Mario did it because it was a first-party title for Nintendo. This is a third-party game. This is a third-party game. This is not a first-party title. This is not a Sony title. This is not an Xbox title. This is a third-party game. And yes, it's an outlier because it's Grand Theft Auto and you've been waiting 13 years for it. But this opens the floodgates to everybody else to say, hey, we can charge $80 now. Maybe even $90. Van points out that not every game is going to be capable of throwing its weight around and charge $80 just to get in the door. Sure, some games might try it, but the lead publisher and developer finding out quickly which games players think are actually worth the extra $10 and which games fall short of earning the additional change. Yeah, but they don't even have to make it worth it. They can 100% do the Ultimate Edition, sort of like Grand Theft Auto is doing, right? Because let's be honest, the game's not $80. It's $100. If you want all the content in the game, it's $100. It's not $80. So when the other companies come out with $80 video games, they're like, oh, well, they can't get away with it. Well, maybe it's $70, but they put the rest of the content in the game, just like GTA is doing for a $100 video game, and now it's an $80 video game, right? The standard version's $70, but the Ultimate Edition's $80, and you know they're not going to stop at $80. Because they put too much value into the game, so they can't just give you $10 extra. They're going to have to give you $20 extra. So maybe it becomes $90 now. It says, it'll be interesting to see what happens in 2027 lineup of AAA games as it wake of how many copies of GTA 6 actually does sell at launch day. Maybe the standard isn't the set by Mario Kart World or GTA 6 right now, but definitely got the ball rolling. So let's move over from that to this. Okay, let me add Paul Tassie's article to the description down below because we weren't gonna talk about this. It just popped up in my feed before, so let's add that. All stories that we do, everything that we do in this channel. If you're new here, if you're watching this, all the stories we cover, we put on the screen, we read for the very first time, and all the stories are in the description down below. So if you want to go read it yourself, you can go read it yourself. All right. Saint says, I need $10. Jesse says, I'm waiting 13 years for GTA 6 mid. Aku says, if they're done $60 base, $100 deluxe, and $199 ultimate, people will be less mad. So Paul Tassi here says how Rockstar may turn GTA 6 into a $100 game after all. I think it's going to happen. Grand Theft Auto 6 pre-orders are live. If you care to secure a digital copy 5 months ahead of release of whatever reason, it was big news yesterday. Can we just stop there for a second? Just stop there for a second. I want to read the first sentence again. Grand Theft Auto 6 pre-orders are live, and if you care to secure a digital copy, secure a digital copy. The fuck are we talking about? It's digital. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to sell out. You can pick it up today. You can pick it up tomorrow. You can pick it up 5 months from now, the day before it actually comes out. It was big news yesterday when GTA 6 would cost $80, which also is a $10 over the $70 price tag and 99% of the AAA games in the present market. The idea that if any game could try this, it would be GTA 6. At least it wasn't going to cost $100, as some had feared. Well, about that. There's a $100 edition of GTA 6, the Ultimate Edition, and certainly not unusual for almost any game to have a pricier option like that. And $100 isn't a controversial price for that, especially given that the long list of extra content you'll get in the game. But what may end up happening here is the majority of players, even the vast majority that pay $100 for Ultimate Edition, are over the Standard Edition. There are already early data coming in about, I'm running my own poll right now on Twitter, and 25% of the readers say they'll just get the Standard Edition, with 75% saying the Ultimate Edition. Insider Gaming has a poll with over 10,000 votes, and they split their 20% to 80% in favor of the Ultimate Edition. IGN has a poll, as well as 30 to 70% of Ultimate. You can see a trend here. For most players, it's potentially a 2-to-1 to 4-to-1 ratio of getting the $100 Ultimate Edition. The caveat here is that the game sites, they may skew heavily towards harder core gamers, but it's also still eyebrow-raised data. It says, why? Why would so many people pay $100 for GTA 6 after so much hand-wringing? Also, it cost $100. This is also $30 over the standard price of games. A few reasons. All right, players have been waiting 13 years for GTA 6 since the GTA 5 came out in 2013, depending on their level of anticipation. Sure, it's worth paying an extra $30 a DoorDash delivery for a complete version, even if it may seem like a bit of a gouge. Correct. And I understand that because you've been waiting 13 years and you're very hyped for the game. But again, like my analogy in the beginning, if I give $10 here and then 5 feet later I give another $10, this is not a big problem if one game does it. It's not an issue at all, right? If this was 1990 and you're paying one game and the next game comes out a couple of months later, sure. But when every game, AAA title, comes out and says, well, they did it, so we could charge more, then it becomes ridiculous. Look at live service games. Oh, it's just one piece of horse armor. But then everyone put horse armor in their games. Everyone put battle passes, season passes, loot boxes, microtransactions, pay ahead, right? And then every game you play has the exact same things inside of it. It becomes overwhelming. And then you're like, this is stupid, right? And this is why people get a bad taste, because everybody does it. Everybody does subscriptions now. Everybody does subscriptions now, right? I'm not even talking about the gaming space. I'm talking about everything in your life is a subscription, from printers to television sets to DoorDash, whatever. Everything's a subscription, right? Ink cartridges, for God's sakes, are subscription models now. It says players may end up playing GTA 6 for another 13 years, given how long it took GTA 6 to get here, and we can't even think about GTA 7 might arrive. I swear to God, if someone says, now we're waiting for GTA 7, just punch that person in the face, okay? GTA 6 comes out day one. Someone goes, I can't wait for GTA 7. Just punch your friend in the face, okay? So sure, playing a game and I'm not talking about Minecraft. I'm talking about literally punching him in the face and saying, shut up, bro. Okay, lasts until 2040, may be worth it a bit extra cash. Okay, it says there's also a lot locked behind the Ultimate Edition, loads of clothes, tattoos, cars, and much more. Players are complaining about the delivery mechanisms for some of this. Stores that are closed on the map unless you own the Ultimate Edition. But when you also not complaining on Twitter, instead of voting anonymously polls, many will admit themselves they're paying that $100. Okay. We don't have data across dozens of other AAA games, the Ultimate Editions, on ratios for Ultimate sales or base sales. I would be amazed, however, if there was anywhere close to these figures, as almost no games could seduce a vast majority of the players into paying $100 up front. But this is GTA. It does the impossible, 100%. Okay, so there you go. So as they say here with their different polls, 75%, 80%, 70% of the player base is okay paying $100, which is fine. And the people that are not paying, there's way bigger portion that's not buying Grand Theft Auto. Even if they sell 46 million copies, if there's still 250 million people, well, that means there's still 210 million people that didn't buy Grand Theft Auto. Meaning the majority of the people don't want to buy a $100 video game or an $80 video game. But the people that do buy this sets the standard, sets the tone. And again, it doesn't even have to be 10 million people. It doesn't even have to be 5 million people. Businesses and corporations look at this and say, well, we sold it and 1 million people bought Grand Theft Auto at $100. That's good enough for them. They're like, well, what else can we do? What else can we sell? Right? It's just like the microtransactions that happen in mobile games, right? We've said this before. If you buy a $2 microtransaction in a mobile game, the mobile game says, oh, he's qualified. Let's see if you'll buy the $5 microtransaction. And then you buy the $5 microtransaction, like, oh, he qualified, and he bought the 2, he bought the 5. Well, now let's see if he buys the 10. And then you buy the $10 one, and they're like, oh, wow, that's a really cool skin. And they buy the 10. And then they go, oh, let's give him the $50 one. And he buys the $50 one. And this is where Krakens and whales come into mobile games and microtransaction games, right? And then that becomes the standard. Then the normal person comes into a game and plays and is like, oh, why are the skins $25? That's because 5 people bought $25 skins. And they're like, yeah, it's there. So if you want to buy it, you buy it. They don't care the percentage. It's like when you tell your kid, no, don't do that. What do? They do it. Don't push the red button. They push the red button. Don't touch that lever. They touch the lever, right? They don't hear the part of don't. They just go, oh, pull the lever. That is the way businesses run in AAA gaming and anywhere else, basically in corporations. They don't hear the no part. They just hear the end part, which is don't charge $100. $100? That's what we'll do, right? And that's the way it is. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. What do you think this is going to mean? I think I'm going to make an upload video of this, right? What happens with the $100 video game, and then also what happens after, right? Once the game comes out. Let me know in the comments section. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. All right, let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying. What's going on, PS5? Women are subscription services. I guess they could be. I guess it all depends on which one you marry or date. Titan says, on day 1, I'm bored of GTA 6. When's 7? Water Bear says, Crimson Desert 2 will cook. Justin Neve says, are we stuck with GTA 6 news for the next 6 months? Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm writing a script about what happens after Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out. Okay, between content creators and just your viewing habits, what's going to happen on YouTube and Twitch. So, yeah, you're in for a long ride. Buckle up. Bat says, did you know the original creators of GTA Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 5 are not at Rockstar anymore? That's some bigot or LGBTQ AI plus dev created this shit in GTA 6. I did know that. Dan Houser left in 2020, and a lot of the other upper staff also left in 2020 and 2021. There has been stories that we've covered here over the years talking about how they were going to change the police officers, how the way that Grand Theft Auto does where they make fun of everybody, the satire and stuff like that, that's probably going to change. You can even see it. Now, I did watch a video with Asmongold reacting to somebody else that made a video about 5 months ago talking about how the online. See, I haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5 online, right? So I don't really know this, right? I haven't played in like 6 years or something like that. So all the updates and stuff that happen with the story elements in the online, they show the characters, and in this particular video that he was commenting on, they showed the old like San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 4 and how the characters were and how they talked and how they reacted and how they made fun of people. And then they showed Grand Theft Auto Online, and I was like, that's not even the same. That's not even the same writers. That's not even the same game. So it will be interesting, right? I mean, we could speculate and say that it's going to be completely different. Until that happens, you got to look at it and say, well, a lot of Rockstar is still there, or people that work for Rockstar are still there. So we don't know how we don't know how it's made, but I am curious. Right? Hopefully it doesn't go down the shitter like people are saying, but we'll see. Let's see. Jesse Mack says, Paul, the devs who made old GTA games and Red Dead games already left Rockstar. Now they have men haters who will make GTA 6 their own pushing narrative in women in power. You guys might be 100% correct. And God, I hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see. Ron says, I can see companies forcing you to pre-order a game in order to access it day one, and those who don't have it have to wait a few days. Well, we'll talk about the double dipping mechanism that they're doing right now, because right now you can pre-order a game, digital version of the game, and then you can pre-order the hard copy of the game with the code inside of it, but no actual disc. But now there's reports that there's a disc coming out just months later. So what the fuck am I pre-ordering for? I'll just wait. If I'm waiting for a hard drive, why would I pre-order a hard copy of a game with no hard copy in it? Just so a couple months later, a hard copy comes out. PS5 says GTA 6, play as a woman and have a simp boyfriend. Yay. Titan says Jason plays best on PlayStation. Jesse Mack says new Rockstar is full of women who have blue hair, who make a base games. Aku says 30 should I virtually punch Altern, Travis, and K Titan. Yeah, go ahead, virtually punch him. I know the answer. I'm just hoping it's a no. Right. I mean, I'm not buying the game, even though Waterbear and Aku gave me $22. It's very nice of them. I'm still not putting that towards Grand Theft Auto. I might use it towards the Steam sale that's happening at 1 p.m. today. Sarge says, I have the Media Blitz GTA 6. You need to get as much money back as possible. That's what I'm saying. So they might try to make the man comedy. Oof. Why the fuck do you want a plastic box that's empty? I don't know. A lot of people might like plastic boxes. I don't know. Clip says, why even have the hard copy if it's going to have a disc in it eventually? That's what I don't understand. That right there proves to me that they want to double dip, because they know people can't wait. They're uncontrolled. They can't wait. They have to buy the game ahead of time to pre-order just to say they got the game so they can play it. And they're like, I'll just pay for $100 later. Instead of, hear me out here. Instead of Rockstar sending you the disc later because they don't want anyone to leak the information or anything, not that it fucking matters, they can just mail you the thing later. Be like, we'll send you the disc afterwards because we don't want anyone to leak it. Nope, that's not what they're saying. They say, hey, here's an empty box with the code in it. You can play your game. Oh, and by the way, we're going to have physical copies come out later. And you can pick it up. So let's go to the next story, shall we? Grand Theft Auto 6 code in a box is somehow already selling out on PlayStation 5, and scalpers have their eyes on it. Let me read that again for you, just in case you guys are like folding laundry or doing something, and you're like, did he just say they're selling out on PlayStation 5? That's right, folks. That's right. Think of, can you smell it? Can you smell? Can you smell the bullshit? Grand Theft Auto 6 code in a box is somehow already selling out on PlayStation 5, and scalpers have their eyes on it. Think about this just for a second. So what you're telling me is a game that's not out for 5 months, a plastic box that they could just print right now because they know how many people are pre-ordering the physical copy. They could be like, hey, we just got to put a plastic box and we got to put a code in the box. We're sold out. How are you sold out? We don't have any more plastic boxes. Oh, so a plastic box, it's going to take, 6 months, 7 months to get a plastic box with a code inside of it? The fuck are we talking about? All right, Grand Theft Auto 6 pre-orders went live at midnight, and while many folks are likely opting in to buy Rockstar's next blockbuster on PlayStation and Xbox digital stores, many people are buying physical copies that don't have physical discs inside of them, and will only include a download code rather than a disc. Despite the day of controversy leading up to pre-orders going live, the discless box are selling out, and scalpers are doing what they always do, reselling them. My brain hurts, chat. My brain hurts. Because I know someone's going, well, they can sell out of the box. We're 5 fucking months away. You can't sell out of something you haven't even made. It's a code on a piece of paper that you're putting in a plastic box. There's plastic boxes everywhere. They can just open it up and slide their new Grand Theft Auto paper. What are they? Is Rockstar paying a monthly printing purpose? Oh, we don't want to pay the bill to print more things for plastic boxes. It's sold out. What are we talking about? Despite the day of controversy, all right, Amazon was for at least a brief window sold out of PlayStation 5 versions of GTA 6. The retailer has since updated its listing and selling them again. Well, yeah, because it's unlimited. It's unlimited. You just print a code that you don't even have to print yet, by the way. You're not getting anything right now. You're just getting the access of going, yep, they paid $100. And they're like, oh, we gotta print out a code on a piece of paper to put in a plastic box. Maybe Rockstar didn't think this through. Maybe the person making plastic boxes for gaming companies closed down. No one's making plastic boxes, and they only bought the back stock of companies, and they don't know what to do with them. They're like, oh, we only had 100,000 plastic boxes left over. I don't know. This is crazy. Okay. Sold out is long enough. There's also find a promised physical copies listed on sites like eBay for more than $80 the game has already cost at retail. The deep irony of all of this is that not only is it buying an early physical edition of Grand Theft Auto 6 basically paying for an expensive paperweight without, it's not even expensive, it's not even a paperweight, right? Without the disc, but there are now reports that the actual disc version of GTA 6 may be coming as soon as a month after the game launches in November. Rockstar has yet to officially announce that, presumably so people don't wait a month to buy the game. That's right, because there's scum. We just had this conversation yesterday, chat. Greedy corporations. And people are like, they're not greedy. They're just trying to stop. They're just trying to stop people from hacking the game so they don't ruin it for everybody. Shut the fuck up. This is double dipping they don't want to announce the physical copy, because if they announce the physical copy, then you want to have morons going online to buy a physical copy with a digital code in it. Right? Even though when they do a physical copy and actually have a disc, okay, the disc is not going to have anything on it, because the disc is just going to be the key. It's going to be just like your code, but not, okay? You're going to put the disc into your drive, and then you're going to play the game. It's just going to access the thing. So a month after the game launches in November, Rockstar has yet to officially announce this. Why? I wonder, because they don't want to, stop people from buying the empty box they don't have. So people don't want to wait a month to buy the game, but with the information out there, fans need to weigh what matters the most to them. Playing the game on launch day or getting physical disc. They're going to play both. $200. They're going to pay $200 to get all the stuff. Okay. Most of them playing the game on launch day or getting a physical disc, which, hey, I'm not here to tell you what you should prioritize. I've bought games twice in the past just so I could fire up the digital version and I'll download it right then at midnight. And even though I knew the physical copy was on its way to me later that day, so I'm already a bastion of rational judgment. So not only are you paying $100 for a game, but now you're going to pay $200 for a game just so you can get the box with the disc that you're not going to play because you're just okay. Now that all the bad news from yesterday has its time settled, there is growing sentiment that Grand Theft Auto 6 entire pre-order situation is pretty odd. On top of some folks arguing that the game is $100 Ultimate Edition feels like its actual complete experience, that the game lack of physical discs, making buying a physical copy feel meaningless. There was also no new trailer for the game alongside the pre-orders, which also means, well, no, the pre-orders start today. There'll probably be a trailer today. It means that despite the game being 5 months away, we have not seen any actual GTA 6 gameplay. That's a whole nother conversation. They're just buying it. Haven't seen gameplay. Haven't seen anything. Okay? Besides the leaked gameplay that we saw, 2 years ago? Obviously, a lot of fans are pre-ordering the game, blind faith that Rockstar will deliver. But all we've seen in the game thus far is cutscenes of Jason, Lucia, the story, rather than any of the actual do in the game when it comes to out in November. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto comes in a certain expectations of a rich open world and drive and shoot through. And you can also kind of insane that we haven't even seen any of that yet. Grand Theft Auto 6 continues to test the too big to fail theory, and it seems like the concentrated storm of controversy of day before pre-orders go live, a complete lack of footage of the game being played, aren't enough to stop the train. Of course not. Of course not. It's everything goes out the window, right? If people have complained about $70 video games up to this point, $80 video games up to this point, broken buggy games, not having full content in the game when they purchase it, and then all of a sudden, people that have stood here and said, yeah, I have a problem with this, Grand Theft Auto comes out and they said, I'm sorry, what? This is like an attractive person walks in the room and you're staring directly at him. Like, what? No, I wasn't doing that. Yeah, you were 100% looking at that person. That's what happened. Grand Theft Auto walked in the room and all of their morals and ethnics, right, were just completely left the room. They're like, that's it. I'm getting Grand Theft Auto. Doesn't matter. It's crazy to me that there's hard copies that are not hard copies that are selling out. How are they selling out? There is no disc. There is no box yet. They know 5 months ahead of time who they have to deliver an empty box to with a code. But yet they're selling out. They're like, we only have X amount of X boxes. They're so hard up, they didn't want to make more boxes to send to people. Think about that for a second. They're like, well, we have hard copies where hard copies are sold out. What? It's just a box. It's empty. There's a manufacturer that prints them, but Rockstar's like, oh, no, you paid $100. We don't want to actually print the box. What are you talking about? But these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. How retarded do you think this is? How retarded do you think they think we are? Let me know in the comment section. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It's fantastic. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Let me scroll back up. Bad says the scalpers will cook like shit hard. Sarge says the dishonest language is so fucking aggravating. Aku says 30, put a serial number in a box. You got a special version of the game. Yay. Eclipse says I can go to Walmart and go to the $5 bin and get a PlayStation 5 plastic box and just print off the box art. Yep. Saint says it's all a simulation. It's a glitch. Yeah. Let me go print out the GTA 6 cover and get a box and sell it for $700. Alto says you're lucky that you can print out a paper for the code. They might just send you a code through your email and just send you the empty box. That would be priceless. That would be priceless if they did that. You know what, Alter? I hope they do that. I hope they do that. Someone gets it and they're like, I already got my code in the mail. I don't even know when I'm getting the. They just send you the box. It's fucking empty. You open it up and it's just a finger. Jesse Max says 30. Well, tonight's show is going to be a fun show tonight because of this. Oh, yeah, Sarge's going to lose it. Satan says they got told how much they paid for a plastic box and said, no, they'll stop talking about Rockstar. Aku says scalpers will scalp anything. I've even heard Altern's mom is being scalped by them. Hey now, don't make fun of people's moms. Bungie announced layoffs with numbers given yet. Did they announce the layoffs with numbers given yet? I don't think so. They will make you buy it 3 times. Oh, for sure. For sure. You're going to buy the digital code. You're going to buy the hard copy with digital code. You're going to buy the hard copy of the thing. And then later, they're going to buy it again on, the PC or whatnot. Albania says the disc will not play the game offline. That's right. You're just getting a disc. It's just the key. It's the same thing as the key, the code that they'll give you. I guarantee it. They're not going to put 200 gigabytes on a disc. Titan says double dip was 1 month FOMO. Altern says, what the fuck are we talking about? My brain hurts from all of this. Feels Good says GTA 6 digital content with the Ultimate Edition looks ugly anyways. What looks ugly? The digital content? Like all the content they put behind the paywall? Is that what you're talking about? Or did you talk about like, the physical box? I was like, Feels Good says all the outfits, the hairstyles look ridiculous. I mean, that might be. But the fact that they hide it behind a $20 paywall and there are locations in the game and they're not going to be locked off because they literally said at any time you can upgrade. Meaning in a menu system, you could be like, oh, I want the Ultimate Edition after you paid the Standard Edition. Or when you walk into that store that's locked off to you, you'll be able to purchase it while your character walks up to the counter. And it says, oh, sorry, not eligible. You have to buy the membership or something. Feels Good says story and game are looked behind Ultimate. Can't even go inside. Well, we don't know that for sure. You might be able to go inside and they'll tell you, hey, if you want to access this, you're going to have to pay. Let's see. Albania says, do they do a limited physical and they will sell out? Well, there's no physical. There's no physical. It's a plastic box with a code in it. Let me see who else is. I can't wait for everyone to have a meltdown when they realize that the Catalan mission game. Amazon might do that. Crowd says, hey, Mike, are you surprised that Supergirl sucks? Where does it leave the new DCU? We'll get there in a second. I won't offshoot here. Santos, what's going on, Santos? Nice to see you, man. You ever watch the old anime Mickey Mouse movie when they're slicing the bread and it has the razor thin? That's what Rockstar is doing. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like they cut the super and he hands it over. It's like paper thin. It's like floating down. That's exactly what they're doing. If they just send the box, the code through email, then I'm going to start selling GTA 6 boxes. Just scalpers are going to print out their own box, right? This is what's going to happen. They're going to print out their own box. They're going to put the Grand Theft Auto logo and stuff on there. It's going to look really, pristine. You're going to get it in the mail. You're going to open it up because they can put cellophane and stuff like that to make it look like it's legit. You're going to open it up and it's going to be a handwritten code, right? It's going to be a handwritten code. It'll be OU1812, right? That's what it's going to be. Sucker. It's pretty scummy, I'll admit that. Yeah, it's 100% scummy. Does 30 know about the Bungie layoff announcement today? I don't. When we do our show, I pick a couple of stories before the show starts. Our show starts at 10 o'clock. If it doesn't make it to my show, then it means it breaks during my show. And if it breaks during my show, we can move to that and talk about it, but I do not know. This is the first story that we're doing, which is just Rockstar, which is about Grand Theft Auto. I have Splitgate talk point, and I have Star Wars Galactic to talk about. It's breaking news. Sorry, off topic. My bad. No, it's okay. I was explaining to you, Feels Good, how my show operates, right? My show operates with people submit stories, right? And then in the morning before I go live, like at 9 o'clock, about a half hour before I go live. I pick the stories, make the thumbnail, put it up, and then we read the stuff. So if it didn't break within that time frame before I make the thumbnail and make the description, then I don't know about it. Altered says code. I owe you one GTA 006 disc from scalper number 2568568. That's exactly, I owe you a disc. It's an I owe you handwritten letter. Mr. Z says the scalpers can give refunds a week later after they invest the money for a few days. Sorry, just gave it. It's so ridiculous, right? Whatever says the Bungie layoffs were supposed to happen July 1st along with the Microsoft ones, guessing the test of the week early. Well, no, I would assume the reason they announced it today is because today the Steam Machine things go out on the 25th, and also the pre-orders of Grand Theft Auto. Bungie and Sony are so gutless that they don't want their own week to talk about this. They got to hide it within all the other shit that's happening today to lower the temperature, because they'll be like, oh, no one will know. Nobody will know that we laid off half the studio. That's exactly why they're doing it. All right, let me go to Discord. You guys are saying that, so there's an official thing. So I'm sure Krebsy posted something. There it is. Okay. I gotta make a breaking news thing. Breaking news. So see, it's not really official. It's an internal email. Can I make this? Yeah, open up in this in a new tab. There we go. Now, is this official? Or did someone make this up in a thing? This is official? Jesse Mack says the Ultimate Edition for GTA 6 gives you free GTA 6 Plus free month, and then turn off the auto reveal. Gives you them for free money. Breaking news, people. That's right. Breaking news. I don't know if this is real. This comes from Wario64. It says Herman Holt's internal letter about layoffs at Bungie and across the Sony Entertainment teams are support Bungie's operations. Okay. With great sadness announcing a reduced force as well as reorganized Bungie. As the leader of Bungie, past and present, we recognize Destiny 2. Destiny 2. I feel like I'm supposed to have Sarah McLachlan like playing in the background. Fell short to expectations these past several years following our final content update for Destiny 2. And with our future project still in early incubation and unfortunately could not continue operating at our previous size. We know this decision has profound impact of people affected, their families, friends, and teammates. While these changes are necessary to the best position the studio now for the future and does not lessen the difficulty of this moment of our impact it has on these that are affected. Later, we will share more about the future of what else. Also, today is not the day. But today, we wish to extend the gratitude and compassion to every member of Bungie team who has been impacted on these. You don't give two shits. Let's be real here, okay? So let's read this. Okay, let's read this one. So below is an internal email from Herman Holt, CEO of Studio Business Group, Sony Interactive Entertainment, distributed today by Sony Entertainment employees. Dear team, today I want to share a difficult update regarding Bungie. We've made the decision to reduce Bungie's workforce, affecting significant members of a number of employees, including most of Destiny's team and some Marathon team members. There are also, can you imagine, you get moved from Destiny to Marathon and you still get let go. There are also reductions across Sony teams that support Bungie operations. Those impacts at Bungie within Sony Entertainment are being informed today. This painful news, especially for talented colleagues whose roles have been eliminated, and the decision has made only after extensive discussion and careful consideration. And I want to provide some context on how we arrived here. Over the past several months together, the Bungie leadership, we reviewed the studio's long-term direction, development properties, priorities, resources needed, and role within the broader portfolio strategy. We explore multiple alternatives before concluding reduction as necessary to align studios' resources with the current priorities of long-term goals. As Bungie recently shared in its Destiny 2 update, the studio has begun a new journey following a release of the game's final live service content update. What Bungie has accomplished with Destiny over the past decade has been truly remarkable, and a franchise has left a lasting mark on players in the industry, and everyone who contributes to the success could be proud of what they helped create. So we shut them down. Okay, Marathon remains the important part of our portfolio, and we'll continue to support the team as they build a strong foundation established in Season 1 and 2, and as they work to incubation efforts to future projects. While it's too early to discuss, we are encouraging by creativity and opportunities that lie ahead. Our immediate priorities is supporting affected employees through the transition, and we're providing transition support and, where possible, working identified opportunities across Sony Entertainment and our global network studios. I want to sincerely thank every affected employee of their hard work, creativity, and contributes to Bungie, Sony, and a broader gaming community. I know today's news is deeply difficult, not only those leaving, but as also those colleagues, friends, and remain. Please take the time that you need to process the news and support. You know what? Sony's a bunch of assholes for one reason only. They should have waited to fire them until Grand Theft Auto came out. That way the employees had something to play with after they got fired. I mean, this is not very nice of them. I mean, you usually fire people on a Friday, right? They're firing on a Thursday because, well, Grand Theft Auto news out and the Steam machine's out, so they're trying to hide the repercussions pretty good. But you could have fired them more towards the holidays. At least they would have had Grand Theft Auto to worry about and then go into the holidays. I mean, we all knew it was coming. I love I love how they, real quick, they're like, we really like how Bungie, the accomplishment of Destiny over the past decade, be truly remarkable and franchise. Oh, by the way, Marathon remains the important part of our portfolio. Holy shit. We all know that Marathon's going to fail, right? We all know that Marathon's going to fail. And yet, they're backing that horse. Bat says no more Destiny 3. Jason says maybe Asha will hire them. From PlayStation website. Titan leaked it from the PlayStation website. Destiny team first, Marathon right behind them. Mr. Z says 30, you need to write a sad instrumental ballad that you can play for times that games and studios that get axed. I should. Feels Good says Marathon has different expectations, though, I assume. They can have different expectations. They're still closing. Wirebear says, I'll give the Bungie gift cards and parting gift 30. That's right. Just like Activision did. Here's your $150 gift card. Go down to the gift shop before you leave. Take your box. Don't forget your box. And we'll see you. We'll see you in the gift shop. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for your 15 years of service. Sarge says you arrive here because you have an account with your shit for brains. What's going on, Wolverine? What a morning. Mr. Z says, typical corp, bro. Come by. If you need to get kudos like for your job, you're in the wrong industry, period. Yeah, they don't give a shit, Mr. Z. You know this. This is just so they don't come across as an actual asshole, even though they are assholes, because they don't give a shit. We know they don't give a shit. They know you don't give a shit, so they put this stuff out there to look like they give a shit. So disingenuous, makes me sick, says the guy off of work from Microsoft. Yeah. Company says, sorry guys, Destiny didn't meet expectations for years and years in leadership, though it would be a good idea to pull resources away from the golden goose. Isn't it funny? We just watched a video, Krebsy, about Jason Schreier talking about what live service games are and why live service games need to be and why they're the thing that keeps the money coming in. And yet, PlayStation's live service game was Destiny and Helldivers 2. And yet, they got rid of Destiny. It's crazy. Travis says, just say okay, team. take a few days off, get drunk, kick their dog, howl at the moon, blow off some steam, and then come back to work on Monday. Just Enough says Marathon is the only horse to back. It might be, because that's the situation they put themselves in. Oh, an AI song or a ballad from Ubisoft, Bungie, Blizzard, and Rockstar devs. Yeah, I gotta come up with something. I definitely will work on it. Yeah, man. Well, let's go from that disaster. Do we know how many people? Is there any reports on how many people are being lost? Let's see. I'm scrolling through Twitter right now. There's no. It doesn't look like there's an announcement. We'll find out, I guess, later then, huh? Let me see. Paul Tassi 10 minutes ago wrote an article. Does he have a number? Let's see. Exact numbers have not been given as of yet, but I have previously learned that a target is around 50% of the studio with potential range of 40 to 55%. Okay, let me get this in our description down below. Let's see. With Destiny 2 reaching its end service, Bungie developers have been bracing for layoffs for some time after several rounds before this now have begun, according to a new statement from Bungie leadership announcing that new significant cuts are unfolding. Okay, the exact numbers given is around 50%, potential range of 40 to 55%. It will all be several hundreds of people at least, as the statement says, and the future projects are in early incubation. Where also previously reported that nothing else had been greenlit yet, meaning only Marathon is the active development. Here's a statement from Bungie. I already got that part. Okay. Some members of Bungie have already been removed over to Marathon before this. As previously reported, many Destiny 2 devs have been sitting around with little to do after moments of triumph. Not even allowed to work on more than a scarce handful of hot fixes. It's likely they are also impacted. Information is now coming into internal emails sent by PlayStation Herman Holtz. Most Destiny team is gone. Some Marathon devs were cut. And some Sony Interactive staff working on Bungie support have been laid off as well. Man, like they went scorched earth on Bungie. $3.6 billion, fire half the studio. And they also was layoffs, about 100, 150, a couple months ago? Bungie has also been not able to get a new game greenlit. And even if it does, that would also start with a very small team, not to need hundreds of people immediately. Now there will also be several hundred people left to work on mainly on Marathon, the extraction shooter that has not met expectations since launch and continues to bleed players. Bungie is now pulling out all stops to attract new players, including the launch of an upcoming dedicated PvE mode. This is gonna end poorly for them, right? This is gonna end really poorly for them. Even though that they're putting PvE, it's like way too late. Okay, way too late. And now that they put a PvE, what's happening here? What is happening here? Like my microphone's all over the place. Now that they're putting a PvE mode inside the game, now people are going to be like, "What is this? The new Destiny? Is this taking Destiny's place? This is going to end up bad. This is going to be real bad." While it may not be the end of the road for Bungie in the relationship with its current owners, Sony is easily the darkest day of its era. Sony paid $3.6 billion for Bungie and has taken impairment losses against it in tune of 700, still values at 2.9 billion assets. But it's hard to see how it's possible now that Marathon should never have ever been put in position to keep Bungie afloat with Destiny 2 completely dead. But that's where things have ended up. The future of Bungie is entirely uncertain now, with the unclear runaway timeline for Marathon. So what does Sony may plan to do with the studio, whether or not it's a total shutdown, reassignment to other parts of the company, or perhaps a remote chance to further investment if new projects take shape. Today, however, will be a brutal moment for the studio. Very interesting. What is Sony's plan? I said a long time ago, now obviously this is not going to happen, Maybe there's a small chance that Sony, because I said Bungie will find a way to get away from. I'm sorry, I said Bungie will find a way to get away from Sony. Now, obviously, Bungie is closing down. What about there's like a small little inkling of like they're like, okay, this is what's happening. We're taking everything away from you, Bungie. We're selling you off. You get no IPs, and you can be your own studio again. That might be like a 0.001% chance. But if there's a way, Bungie will find it. Pete Parson will come back and be like, I'll take it. I'll take it. And I'll make Bungie again. Crowded says, if Sony dissolves Bungie, they will surely shut down all servers. The only reason they still have D1 is because Bungie was paying for it. Sony's not going to pay for that. PS5 says Sony shut down Yote multiplayer pretty fast, just saying. Ron says, it's a bloodbath. Waterbear says it still hasn't implemented the PvE mode. I thought they happened during the free week. Yeah, they're cooked. No, it's a completely different mode. It comes out next month, I believe. I think it's like mid-month next month. Mr. Z says, I thought Bungie was like 1,400. Then they laid off last few years down to 800. Now 45 to 50%. Oh, my. Yep. They're going back to what they were before Bungie became Destiny. Whatever happens to Marathon, we're also definitely getting 4 seasons, but I definitely got my $40 worth. Also, D3 never had a chance, Marathon or not. They fucked up for 9 years. I mean, I've been on record saying Marathon will last 1 year. I did say that. I stand by that. Krebsy says, Marathon flops, all resources get diverted to Destiny 3. I think what we see, and I said this, I think, a couple weeks ago. I think we see sort of like what Ubisoft did with Division 2. Ubisoft abandoned Division 2. Abandoned it. It was gone, right? And then it was like 9 months later, they came back, readjusted, and said, we're going back into Destiny Division 2. We're going back into Division 2. And now they're updating it again. Maybe that's what they do. What's going on, Mr. Luke? Mr. Luke says, don't forget to like the live. Thank you very much. Hit that like button. It helps us out. What comes first, guys? What comes first? Destiny 3 or Grand Theft Auto 7? Yeah, what comes first? What comes first? All right. We're going to watch TheKingerd's video here. TheKingerd has a video called Splitgate Creators Are Desperately Backpedaling. Okay? If you guys like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go over to TheKingerd's channel. Give that a like. Give him a sub. He makes really good content. I love his editing style. I've been watching his stuff for over 2 years. We talked about this with Splitgate and Impulse. Okay? Now, they announced this. Remember when they announced it originally? And I said, uh-oh. They said that the game is like Titanfall. I said, I wouldn't have done that, right? They fucked up before by saying we're making Call of Duty great again. Well, actually, they fucked up by saying Splitgate 1 was like Halo. Okay. Then they fucked up with Splitgate 2, calling it, bringing first-person shooters back, and it's better than Call of Duty. And all they had was the Call of Duty microtransactions. And now they said that this is like Titanfall, but then they kind of backtracked and said that it's not. It's like a successor to Titanfall. It has nothing to do with Titanfall. There's a fucking mech in it, and that's it. Okay, let's see what TheKingerd has to say about Splitgate. Oh, I'm sorry, the Splitgate creators.
You ever see those videos of somebody getting rocked?
Hold up.
You ever see those videos of somebody getting rocked so hard
Did that guy just say, I can't wait for Grand Theft Auto 7? I think so.
they get restored to factory settings? They start out big and bad, and one god slap later, they act like a completely different person? Well, here's Ian Prue of 1047 Games, who you may remember as the Splitgate 2 Make FPS Great Again guy, in an interview with Gaming World talking about 1047's new game Impulse that drops into early access this month. Yes, this month, as in a year after Splitgate.
How is it? Just stepping back a little bit. Look at 30,000 feet above. How is it that companies are taking 5 to 7 years to make video games, and yet these guys are making a game every year? How is it? Last year they talked about Splitgate, and then it was out. This year they're talking about Impulse, and Impulse is already out. You can pay it right now in early access. It's crazy how that works, huh?
2 bombed, and 6 months after the Arena Reloaded revamp bombed. A company supposedly valued at $1.5 billion was given over a...
Sony, don't do it. Don't do it, Sony. Don't buy them. They're overvalued. Don't do it.
$100 million in investments, and just a year into live service on their free-to-play, they're pulling 363 concurrents. Gee, I can't imagine why they're putting out a new game so fast. Watch this. Pay attention to not just the words, but also the wardrobe, attitude, all of it.
Splitgate Battle Royale launches free right now, and it's f***ing awesome. We don't like...
That was the biggest letdown. When that man went on stage... Everyone's like, it's the hat. He shouldn't have worn the hat. Like, bro, everything about that. He came out and said, it's fucking awesome. People started playing it, and they had $80 microtransactions. People are worried about Grand Theft Auto being $80. This man had $80 microtransactions in their game.
Like the free-to-play model as gamers. Like, I've never spent $1 on a free-to-play game in my life.
The portals are...
You've never spent $1 of microtransactions on a free-to-play game, and yet you came out with a free-to-play game and charged $80. I really hate living in this Concordian timeline. Okay, this timeline of Concordia, okay, is fucking terrible.
Are the unique selling point, right? Gunplay.
Let me back up here.
It's f***ing awesome. We don't like the free-to-play model as gamers. Like, I've never spent $1 on a free-to-play game in my life.
The portals are the unique selling point, right? Gunplay, portals, movement. That will always be the DNA, the secret sauce. Very quickly found the fun.
With portals, it's not fun the first time you use it. It's not fun to get shot in the back from someone you can't see. Ranked is probably...
They loved the portals. Like, oh, it's so good. It's so groundbreaking. And I was like, yeah, it just didn't work. Listen to what he said.
DNA, the secret sauce. Very quickly found the fun.
With portals, it's not fun the first time you use it. It's not fun to get shot in the back from someone you can't see. Ranked is probably going to be coming in the next like 2 to 4 weeks. We will have ranked.
Kingerd, if you see this afterwards, I love your fucking editing, dude. I love how you keep doing all this.
On day one, all your standard stuff that you would expect. And I'm tired of playing the same Call of Duty every year.
We do feel that the genre is in a bad state.
There are great games. Marathon, really, honestly, underrated. I think it's super fun.
Bro.
And what's that I hear? Ah, Kingerd, another backpedaling video? I'll tell you what, if the games industry starts listening to players before they break the bank and not after, I'll stop making these videos.
Okay, all right. That okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Goody.
Does Impulse really stand for everything opposite of Splitgate 2? Did they really learn hard lessons, or did they just learn the right things to say? Let's get into it. The comically short timeline on this change of heart is very revealing on just how bad last year must have been for these guys. Keeping this brief because I've covered it in videos past, it was only 1 year ago in summer 20...
Isn't that crazy? It was only 1 year ago when he came out with the Make FPS Great Again, and that wasn't the worst part of what happened to this game.
2025 that 1047 had their Xbox One reveal moment, their reset slap, a misguided marketing strat that I'll call right message, wrong game. He strutted out on stage in his Make FPS Great Again hat to trash the AAA shooter scene's unoriginality and lack of quality control, which... yes, please continue. But then in the same breath announced a generic, free-to-play battle royale in a game that was practically Halo, COD Warzone, and Apex Frankenstein stitched together and contained monetization even more aggressive than your average store bundle. And outside of a small fanbase, most people's take on it was, meh. Game is fine, but I wouldn't play it over any of my others though. And the player base fizzled. It was one of my picks for 2025's most aggressively mid. A game not at all worthy of carrying the I think AAA sucks banner. A PR misfire so catastrophic, had this been from some large company, Ian probably would have been removed as CEO.
That's not the 1047 way.
Now fast forward a year to summer 2026, and their new game Impulse already had a free demo that ended, and a $20 early access is going live. Well, today, actually. And in this interview, we see an
$20 early access. You're like, oh, that's not bad. Right? Again, early access.
excited, collected Ian saying,
This is just the next thing. It's like an assembly line. They're like, we have Splitgate 1. This is Splitgate. We love Splitgate. Oh, we abandoned Splitgate, right? It's that meme, you know, where the woman's in the pool and she's got one kid drowning and she's grabbing the next kid to put in the pool. That's exactly what 1047 has done. Splitgate's like, oh, here's Splitgate drowning in the pool, and they're grabbing Splitgate 2 to come in, right? And now Splitgate 2's in the pool, and now they're grabbing Impulse to bring him in the pool. They don't let anything cook. They're flying by the seat of their pants, right? Maybe third time's the charm.
many of the right things, but forgive me if many of these make me do a double take. Let's see what about their marketing approach has changed. First and most obvious, the hat. No incendiary statements focusing on competitors. This time we want to focus on our game. Good call. I'm sure they're not eager
Yeah, you're in the small room. You're not on the big stage. You're just in the corner doing your thing.
to achieve virality without a stellar game to back it up again anytime soon. The free-to-play model actually sucks.
When you get into like the free-to-play model, it's got its pros and cons, but it really does force you to focus on different things like monetization.
Oh, that's actually nice to hear a developer say that, right? Because we've talked about that before, where if you make a free-to-play game, you're not making the actual game. You're making mechanics so the free-to-play game works, so you buy microtransactions instead of making a game.
Because it's free. You have to make money somehow. Like, I don't want to have to put my team on making crazy over-the-top skins. Like, I want my team focused on what is the community asking for? Oh, they want a new mode or a new gun? Like, I'd rather them make a new gun than make a new skin.
Wait a minute. Focus.
This is going to age like milk in the sun.
On what makes a game better instead of just shop rotations? It's funny that I and many others said exactly this after Splitgate 2 dropped, that games transitioning from being the product to just being a storefront for more products,
with more products
has directly resulted in less quality control in just about every aspect of modern gaming, which was all the more strange as to why he was calling out the FPS genre and simultaneously 1047 was succumbing to one of its biggest pitfalls with Splitgate 2.
There's no in-game purchases. It's $20 early access. That's it.
Including everything in a game.
So the whole thing is $20. Huh. Man, he learned a lesson really, really fast in 12 months. See, guys, if you just want to do something, just go do it. You'll learn real quick lessons on how to run a business and how not to run a business. See, before he wanted to make a shit ton of money by trying to sell microtransaction skins instead of, as we always say, make a game, sell a game. Now it seems like they're making a game, selling a game, but the problem here is if they said it or someone else said it, they compared it to Titanfall. And what I've seen from this game, it's nothing like Titanfall. Like zero like Titanfall.
Game after just paying one time? What is this foreign language you're speaking? Now, it's unclear to me from this interview, though, if he means no in-game store in early access or no in-game store
I don't know.
Guess we'll see, but with the logic he's provided about team focus, I would think that same logic should still apply even when it doesn't have an early access label too.
We don't like the free-to-play model as gamers. I've never spent $1 on a free-to-play game.
That's crazy to be a developer and say you've never spent $1 on microtransactions, but yet you put it in your game.
In my life.
Excuse me, I struggle to see just how genuine any of this is, though. Telling us you've never spent a dime on an in-game store, trust me, I'm a gamer, is quite the thing to say after just trying to sell us on a free-to-play game with an in-game store, trust me, I'm a gamer, just a year ago. Now, the first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem, so that's good, and boy, does Ian not have any trouble admitting Splitgate 2's problems now.
Was there a reason why you moved away from portals and made it more of a focus on movement because maybe it's easier for people to grasp?
With portals, for one, it's a lot harder to get over that hump of like, this is a fun mechanic, because it's not fun the first time you use it.
But you were all in. You were all in on Splitgate 1, hence why you made Splitgate 2, and then you rebranded it from Splitgate 2 to Splitgate Arena. You loved those portals. And now you're saying that the portals are bad and that's the reason people didn't want to play your game?
Whereas wall running and grappling.
Fun instantly.
It's fun instantly. I think the other thing is just the frustration factor of like, it's not fun to get shot in the back from someone you can't see. This game has a high skill ceiling, to your point, but I can at least digest what just happened.
Now, I applaud Ian for looking for the reasons that Splitgate 2 didn't take off the way they wanted, but I think you could do that without Uno reversing the main identity of your only franchise to date, the main selling point. Because what better way to build trust in an already broken community than to crap on the very ideas you've been pitching to them
This is exactly why you should make something that you want to make and not try to chase something. And they were chasing something before. They were chasing something again with Splitgate 2, and now they're chasing something else, which is just a Titanfall-esque wall running type of stuff. Again, it might not be Titanfall, but people are going to look at this and go, yeah. And what happens now is that because they abandoned Splitgate 1, and now because they're abandoning Splitgate 2, after they did a rebrand to it, as a customer, what is my trust value in this company, 1047? Because this time next year, they might have a game that's just like Fortnite or just like another game that's out there. They have yet to actually win me over on anything.
entire career. Now, I get it, this is a live interaction, so sometimes things just aren't said as well as they could have been had it been scripted out or something, but you don't have to throw Splitgate under the bus to prop up Impulse. No need to stand on Splitgate's corpse if Impulse is good enough on its own, right? It's really not about if he's right or not, which is better, Portals or Movement. It's about the optics, and the optics say, this guy has no idea what fun is.
That's exactly right. Perfectly put, Kingerd, right? I have no trust in this, leader of the studio, because every time he says something, he tells me it's the greatest thing ever since sliced bread, and yet 5 seconds afterward, he's like, we kind of missed the bar on that one, and then we did this over here, and oh yeah, that's bad now, and now wall running is just kind of weird.
He's that entrepreneur friend you have that seems
It's called Impulse. Kind of ironic.
like they're doing something new every time you talk to them, and they're always out of breath for some reason. If you don't even believe what you sell, why should we?
Say, weren't you the same guy who sold us these candy bar bags? I don't recall.
Who's to say they won't do this again with Impulse 12 months from now? And that is not a question you want people asking when your new game has a paywall. And
that is the exact question I was asking.
In a framing tactic probably representative of the biggest lesson that Ian learned, it's not just the hat, here's his new spoken stance when it comes to talking about competing FPS games.
This time last year,
Yep.
to make FPS great again, the progression of shooters lately has not been great. Is that still the goal for you guys to try and push things forward?
There's definitely things I would have done differently. We don't need to.
I don't know what he's about to say, but I want to just chime in real fast. I do appreciate that he is trying to make a better stance and change. Like, I fucked up in the past, I'm trying to make something different. But as Kingerd said in the little earlier in the video, it doesn't come across as genuine. It comes across, and I'm not saying that Ian here is doing this, but this is what it comes across as. It comes across as like a used car salesman, right? Where just earlier in the video, the interviewee said about the portals, asked about the portals, and before he could answer, the interviewee said, oh, it just wasn't, it was boring, and it's just easier, right, to do the actual wall running and stuff. And he's like, yes. He just agreed with him instead of putting him in his place and saying, no, this is the reason we did it. He just kind of agreed. So in my head, for Ian to say that is that he's just agreeing just to say it because that's what he thinks people want to hear. And that to me comes across as not genuine. It's just that you're trying to sell the next thing, which he is, but it doesn't come across as a genuine type of thing. It comes across as a sales pitch that he's trying to sell me a used car.
Dive into that, but that was not the move. There are great games like Arc Raiders I've been playing. It's super fun. Marathon, really, honestly, underrated. I think it's super fun. There's a lot of great games.
Everything's great now. Everything's great. He was on stage a year ago saying, we're fucking bringing back first-person shooters and everything else is out now. And now he's like, everything's great. Everything's fine.
games out. But there's definitely an era of games that we hope we see more of.
They're all great. We love everyone.
Exactly.
We're just here to make a game, guys. This is a far cry from the combative, anti-establishment criticism that we got for Splitgate 2.
Yeah.
This tells me, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that 1047 recognized that their problems were amplified by their attitude.
100%.
If you say you're the best and everyone else sucks, and that happens to be true, then it's seen as earned confidence. But with Splitgate 2, that wasn't true, so it was seen as unearned arrogance. A trial by...
Beautifully said. Yes. Yes. And that's exactly how it feels.
fire that probably changed the way Ian will do public speaking for the rest of his life. His whole attitude here is humble. He keeps taking the conversation back to impulse, even when asked about the rest of the industry. Really, this is exactly what 1047 needed right now, and good on Ian to recognize that. But none of this means jack without a game to care about, right?
Yes. It's nice that he's making the changes, but I feel like if Impulse doesn't come out this year, if he didn't, it's too late already, right? He already released it in early access. If Ian does this and starts to take his time in slowly building up this game, right? Now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that goes on here because he probably doesn't have the cash flow to do it long, and they're trying to get as much things out as fast as possible. I get it. But if he just took the time, and didn't do it 1 year after the last debacle, then you would look at this and go, oh, well, they took their time, made another game, and they learned their lessons. This doesn't seem like learning the lesson. This seems like, yeah, I learned a lesson that optically I shouldn't have said these things. And optically, I need to do something better, so that's what I'm doing. But we're still going to put out a game that we are promoting, but the fans don't feel like we're going to stick by because you've abandoned the other two games so quickly as well.
So what even is Impulse? What is this game that started with 15 people working on it and now has the majority of 1047's remaining workforce stepping away from Splitgate to prioritize?
Stand by for Titanfall.
Well, before we continue, I need to clear something up about Impulse that the internet has completely run away with. Impulse is not Titanfall 3. After playing the demo, I wouldn't even call it a...
I didn't play it. I watched people play it. I was like, this is not Titanfall.
Titanfall spiritual successor. Rumors and descriptions of this thing as being a Titanfall-like have spread like wildfire over the last few weeks, and this time it's PR that I actually don't blame 1047 Games for. All they have said is it's inspired by other games.
But to be honest,
1047 Games for. All they have...
The creators of Splitgate are making movement shooter inspired by Titanfall and Black Ops 3. I'm sorry. I wouldn't even have said that. This is another life lesson that Ian has to learn, because he probably said it, that, yeah, we're inspired by Titanfall and Black Ops 3. I wouldn't have done that. He knows that people want a Titanfall 3. Do you know what I mean, chat? He knows, I know, you know, we all want a Titanfall 3. So mentioning Titanfall, especially after Keeley came out last year and said, from the makers of Titanfall, here's Highguard. And everyone's like, wait a minute. This game's nothing like Titanfall, but the people from Titanfall made the game, so it's got to be cooking, right? And then nothing happened. And then we got Highguard, and everyone's like, yeah, this is not Titanfall. That was nothing. There was no mechs in that game. It was just for the people that made Titanfall. Now you've announced that you're inspired by Titanfall, and they're like, all right, I'm excited. And then here we are.
Said is it's inspired by other games, as is their MO, this time being movement shooters like Titanfall and Black Ops 3.
We've had a small section of the team start...
It's called Impulse, Krebsy.
...working on a new game in addition to Splitgate. What I will say is it is a movement shooter, and if you're a fan of games like Titanfall or Black Ops...
See, if you're a fan of games like Titanfall, like, I wouldn't have said that, man. I wouldn't have said that. He's not promoting it. It is Titanfall. It's inspired by Titanfall, but I would have not said that.
3. We would love to hear from you.
The earliest instance I could find of someone calling it a Titanfall spiritual successor is Insider Gaming's article, exclusive, Splitgate developer 1047 Games is working on a spiritual successor to Titanfall, dubbed Impulse. But that didn't stop the hype train though, did it? Other outlets picked it up.
and it's spread like wildfire. Because now everybody, it's like a bad game of telephone, right? He said inspired by Titanfall. People got hyped because they want Titanfall. So now everyone's running with Titanfall, that this game is like Titanfall.
YouTubers picked it up, social media picked it up, and before long, the entire conversation around this game became something that 1047 never actually promised.
Impulse is a movement shooter, 6v6. Everything is built around movement. I'll just be honest, like, we are not trying to make Titanfall 3. Like, we're getting a lot of the Titanfall.
Yeah, but because you said inspired by Titanfall and you have a mech in it, you set yourself up. I know it's stupid, but he did it again. The one line that he said, we're trying to make first-person shooters great again on stage, is what made the problem, because your game wasn't that good. And now you're saying that you made inspired by Titanfall, and then people come in going, well, where's the mechs? And then there's a mech, but the mech is not really Titanfall mech. It's two teams fighting over a mech.
Comparisons. We are Titanfall fans, so we're not shy about that. We're obviously taking inspiration, but we have our own twist on it.
Which sucks for them, because we know a Titanfall follow-up is something that people would absolutely eat up. Can you imagine if that had been the final reveal at the Game Awards 25 instead of what we got? People would have lost their minds.
From 61 members of the team that built Apex Legends and Titanfall. Welcome to Not Titanfall.
What? But after
nice edit there.
Legends and Titanfall. Welcome to Not Titanfall.
What? But after spending several hours with the demo, the best way I can describe it is this. Impulse feels like a hybrid of Splitgate 2 and Black Ops 3 that just happens to have no portals, a grapple ability, and the occasional mech spawn in for the whole team to share. That's it. And that one mech is...
So why wouldn't you say that? You know what I mean? As the creator of it, why wouldn't you just say, yeah, we combined what Splitgate was? Like, just come out and say it. Be like, yeah, we decided that Splitgate, these are the reasons that Splitgate we feel didn't work out. And we really like this from this game. We really like this from, you know what I mean? Like, if he just was more, maybe he's done an interview like this, just more down to earth, man. Instead of going, yeah, we're really big fans. We really like games. All games are good. And we're making it, we like Titanfall. We're fans of Titanfall. I mean, I said this a month ago, Krebsy. I said this game is going to be dead when it, just like every other game they've made.
So easy to take down, regular weapons can do it pretty quickly. So if you do decide to try the demo or spend the $20 when early access launches,
the problem is they could be successful. We could be living in a completely different timeline, not the Concordian timeline, as Water says. Okay, Splitgate 1, if they just stuck with it, they could have made a good game, but they abandoned it. And then the Splitgate 2 came out. People already had a bad feeling about it because of what they did to Splitgate 1. And now they're moving again. They don't even give it time to cook. They're just constantly, it's like buying stuff from the dollar store and then selling it on eBay for $10.
Do not go into this expecting Titanfall. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. And that's not necessarily a criticism, by the way. I'm just trying to help set expectations. They're not trying to make a Titanfall game, so Titanfall shouldn't be the reference point for comparison. It should be Splitgate. I'll keep referencing Titanfall 2, but only to keep combating.
I'll be honest, it looks boring as fuck. I'm being biased because I'm done with these types of games. But why would I play this over one of the other games that's already out there?
The only real narrative surrounding this game right now. Impulse is an arena movement shooter with the DNA of Splitgate 2 all over it. From the way the movement feels to even what look like recycled animations, which helps explain the quick development speed of this thing, I'm sure. While Titanfall 2 is one of my favorite examples to point to show that both immersion and a high skill gap can coexist, Impulse doesn't really have any immersion to speak of. It's less battle and more arena. They want the skill ceiling to be high like Titanfall 2, but I'd say after playing both that Impulse's is lower. Titanfall 2 had faster movements, it was more challenging to keep up momentum because the maps had more space between obstacles. New players will still get crushed in Impulse till they figure out how to get going, I have no doubt about that, but moving was pretty easy to pick up even in my first match. The maps available are much smaller and more boxy than Titanfall 2's, so it's a lot more forgiving when it comes to keeping up momentum. Pair that with some gnarly aim assist and no ADS so you can still see where you're moving even mid-firefight, and I'll be interested to see if the skill ceiling being lower will be a pro or a con to the movement bros. If a crustacean like me can zip across the map, anyone can. But they said this is just early access, so who knows how Impulse will change over time with player feedback. But all of this brings us to the real question behind 1047's huge change in direction. What's the motive here? And the way I see it, there's two probable possibilities. A, they got an injection of investment money for Splitgate 2, got too ambitious and lost sight of what made players like Splitgate.
Well, we know that though, right? We know that because they abandoned Splitgate 1 because of this to do Splitgate 2.
1, got humbled, learned hard lessons, and now they're applying those lessons in earnest. Or option B, they were arrogant, Splitgate 2 underperformed, and now they're just saying what players want to hear.
I think it's option C, right? I think it's both. Let's go back to A, right?
Learned hard lessons, and now they're
too ambitious, lost touch, Splitgate 2 failed, and applying lessons learned. But then in B, too arrogant, lost touch, Splitgate 2 failed, applying lessons learned, moved to more nostalgia-driven manipulation. I think it's a mixture of A and B.
Bottom. Now, I do believe in second chances. I believe in redemption. If we don't believe that any of these companies or the industry can improve, then what are we doing here?
I agree. I like that they're taking chances, but they have what Ian needs to do. This is what Ian needs to do. Are you ready? Are you ready? He needs to stop talking. He needs to stop talking. He needs to hire somebody, community manager, someone else to be the front man. I understand that he thinks him being the front guy is a good thing, like Todd Howard or anything else. He needs to stop talking because he does more damage than anything else to his own games. And I think until he either understands, he shouldn't speak because he says certain things and then backtracks on those things because he's just trying to make people happy instead of just making a game. If he wants to make the game, then make the game, but then let someone else be the front man so they don't make errors like this. Because him just saying certain things or being asked a question, if someone else is speaking, be like, I could check on that. I'll get back to you on that. He just says it because he's doing it.
Let's stop watching YouTube videos, let's stop paying attention to new games that come out, and just kick it with our library of oldies but goodies. Seriously, please come play Titanfall 2. Waiting 2 to 3 minutes for a match sucks. But unfortunately, it's impossible to tell the real character behind the backpedaling of any of these companies when they're at a low point. At rock bottom, everyone's apologetic, everyone's transparent, everyone wants to hear player feedback because they have no choice. It's when they're at the top, or at least they think they're at the top. Oh, hey, guys. When you see who they really are, how easy they think it is to manipulate their customers, if their words will really translate into redemptive actions. So to me, I don't really think we could answer this question until or unless 1047 finds their way into success again, and we see how they act then. Will Impulse remain microtransaction free for as long as Ian said it would? Will 1047 keep focus on making good games over delivering the quickest, most unoriginal product they can? They say so, but only time will tell if this time they mean it. Like,
I don't think they mean it because what is we'll look at the charts in a second.
Call of Duty, they showed us exactly who they were when they were on top, and now that they've had a bad year, they're all about community feedback. Click here for more on that. Thank you, patrons and channel members. As always, thank you all for watching.
There you go. Go check out TheKingerd's video. Give it a like, give it a sub. Links in the description down below for his channel. It's a good video. I love his editing style. All right, let me look at what we got. What's it called? Impulse. So there you go. Impulse. People playing it. He's got 2,740 people. Now, I don't know if that's... We got the Steam charts here for Splitgate Arena Reloaded. They had 25,000. Okay, now let's go to Splitgate 1. All right, so Splitgate 1, 67,000, okay, 4 years ago, 13 people playing it right now. Okay, Splitgate 2, 25,000, 266 people playing it right now. And Impulse, as of 15 hours ago, obviously it just came out, okay, 2,740. I don't even think this number will get up to this number. And you can see what's happening here, okay? 67,000 concurrent, down to 25,000 concurrent, down to 2,000 concurrent. Even if it goes to 10,000, 11,000, right? All-time peak, we're talking $20 a person. $20 a person, okay? There's about, 14,000 people are there. Let's look at Splitgate. They had about 1 million people, 20 million. Now, obviously, if this is their business model, where let's say this number gets up to the concurrent, where they sell 500,000, 1 million copies at $20 a piece. Okay. Remember, did Splitgate cost money, or was Splitgate free to play? Free to play, right? So you had 25,000 people concurrent, almost 2 million people that played it, but it was free to play, right? It was free to play. Now you have a $20 game. You have a $20 game, and their track record's not very good. This is going to be very hard. Even if it's 100,000, quick turnaround time. They are using what they use for Splitgate. So maybe with the $100 million investment that they got, and they failed with that one, maybe this is a game to subsidize for value for the investors that they had, where this game doesn't really need to be super successful, and maybe it just helps pay off or make money back from the microtransactions or whatnot that people paid for Splitgate 2. Perhaps. Maybe this game doesn't need to be super successful, sort of like He-Man, Masters of the Universe, didn't need to be successful in the theaters because it was supposed to go straight to streaming services, but they put it in theaters to make some money. Maybe that this is a quick turnaround, same kind of mechanics as TheKingerd said, so it actually makes money back that people don't want to spend in Splitgate and helps out the total investment. I don't know. Something to think about. Krabsy says, or better yet, instead of saying what the game is based off of, why not just show the fucking game? I agree. Yeah, just show it. When you come out and you don't show anything and your first thing you say is inspired by Titanfall and Black Ops 3, like, you're setting the fucking standards pretty high for yourself, especially for an independent company. Just show the game. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Can you imagine Teenage Mutant Turtles with those graphics? Oh, that'd be a good game. We'll see what... Last Ronin. We'll see. Ron says, Concord had 600 people during beta. No, they had 600 people during launch, didn't they? Yeah, this is not going to be good. All right, real quick, we're gonna watch a funny video because the Steam Machine came out, and Mighty Keith made a video. It's less than 3 minutes, so we're gonna watch this.
I am Mighty Keith. This is why Steam always wins. PS5 Pro, $100 increase, and for what? To play Horizon and God of War? And Xbox, I don't even want to talk about you. How you gonna increase the price on the console? Niggas ain't buying in the first place. Gotta pay $700 for an Xbox that got games I could just play on PC. Y'all suck. And Switch 2? Please come here. Switch 2 just came out last year. How you increasing the price of the Switch 1? Family affordable my ass. This is why everybody chooses me. Cause I'm better. Steam Machine prices just dropped. Wait.
Yes. This is so good.
Really? How much is it? Yeah, Steam. How much is it?
I know you fucking lying, bitch.
Before things get out of hand, I just wanted to say, you dropping your first console, and one of those prices is over $1,400. With the economy and shit, it's like it's kind of over $1,000 for a machine that's not even as strong as my previous iteration. You expect people to pay $1,000 for a machine that can't even play GTA 6 this year? Also a PC, man. Y'all not being fair. And this is after you raise your price on a Steam Deck. A portable console that still ain't even sell as much as my portable console. It's gonna get there one day, I promise. You're a good machine, and you're worth it. Steam does nothing and wins. But then when y'all do shit, you lose. Stop doing shit.
That's a good fucking line. That is a good fucking line. Steam wins when you don't do anything, but when you do something, you fucking fail. Stop doing anything. Oh, let me hear that again.
Promise. You're a good machine, and you're worth it. Steam does nothing and wins. But then when y'all do shit, you lose. Stop doing shit. This is how y'all jump into the console audience? By appealing to rich people? Grand opening, grand closing. Over $1,000. And your shit don't even come with a controller. Hold on, player, y'all forgetting. For $300 more, you get 2 faceplates. you get 2 of them. I should smack the shit out of you. Smack the shit out of you. Who included the controller as a bundle? A bundle. That's supposed to be by default. It says here you originally wanted to sell it for $750, but decided to sell it closer to cost. You greedy as hell. And that's coming from Nintendo. What even is this for? It's not powerful as me or Xbox, and it's not as convenient as Switch. At those prices, just buy a PC. Damn, I got console players telling people to buy a PC. Boy, that's just crazy.
I don't care what you think about Mighty Keith. That fucking video is based. Okay? That's fucking hilarious. When Steam does nothing, it wins, and when it does something, they fuck shit up. Stop doing stuff. Oh, man. Good stuff. All right. The next thing, first of all, we're checking in. Is there any Grand Theft Auto news yet on a trailer? No? Let me check. Let me see if did something happen. We're at 11:39, maybe at noon. Let's see. Pre-orders Grand Theft Auto being at midnight. Okay. Nothing yet. All right. The next video you're going to watch, we're watching Star Wars HQ. They're talking about Star Wars Galactic Racer. A lot of stuff has been coming up. A lot of videos been coming out. I don't know much about it. So I was like, you know what? Let's watch it, see what this game is. It comes out, does it come out in September, October? We'll watch it and see what this game is. All right, here we go.
What's happening, fellow racers? I've got all new details with new gameplay of Star Wars Galactic Racer, including our very first look at the single-player campaign.
Oh, I thought that was a skill tree for a second. That's like a... Okay.
Details on your vehicle's abilities, upgrades, parts, and customization. Our first real look at the paddock area where you can walk around in a third person and talk to fellow racers and rivals. Also, how the start sequence...
Just Enough says, look, it's Sparrow League Racing.
works at the beginning of each race.
That sounds like Robbie. It's his twin brother. They're twins. So... Open World is his brother, and Star Wars HQ, they're twins, Mo.
First look at first-person view and so much more, including how your vehicle can completely get scrapped for credits if you lose a racing tour. So yes, that can actually happen. So let's dive into the details and take a look at Star Wars Galactic Racer. Here we go.
Graphically, it looks good. Graphically, it looks nice. Sound effects good. Sound design, anyway. I understand there's a single player aspect of this, but there is multiplayer too, right? It's like Mario Kart, but Star Wars. Instead of, obviously not with the main characters of Star Wars.
So let's start off with the single player campaign. So the single player campaign is actually structured like a roguelike game, which basically means no two runs are exactly the same. So instead of progressing through a fixed campaign from start to finish, you'll repeatedly jump into races, earn upgrades, unlock new abilities, and see different events each time you play. So
wait a minute. Let me hear that again.
Two runs are exactly the same. So instead of progressing through a fixed campaign from start to finish, you'll repeatedly jump into races, earn upgrades, unlock new abilities, and see different events each time you play. So if you fail a run, you start over, but you keep certain permanent unlocks that make future attempts easier.
So it is a roguelike.
Open up new possibilities. So this will definitely make the single player campaign a lot of fun and very intense, especially as you get later into your run. And as I mentioned before, you will be equipping your vehicle with brand new parts and upgrading existing parts too. So new parts include things like overcharge systems to gain overcharge, afterburner.
That's going to be interesting because most people like racing games just because it's more of a casual type of thing. I mean, you can race, obviously, and it becomes competitive. But this is interesting with the roguelike type of stuff.
Recharge, which fully refills your afterburner when Ramjet becomes ready.
System manufacturer gain overcharge for 10 seconds, ready full afterburn, and then after afterburn uses becomes shielded for 5 seconds.
And even things like depleted shielding that automatically grants you.
Why would you want to skip reward? Why would you want to spend money to skip getting the reward?
Shields for 5 seconds.
Or is it skip reward and they put 3 new ones up there? That's got to be it, right? You just pay $1,000 to re-roll. It shouldn't say skip reward then if that's the case. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's the case. But if it's 3 there and you want to skip it for 1,000, does it re-roll? Because why would you want to skip it?
After a full afterburner use. And upgrades also affect already equipped parts and abilities like your afterburner, cornering, and resilience. So some really cool stuff there. And sometimes you will receive a faulty part, and then later on in your run, you'll be able to find a vendor who can then repair that part for you and improve it. So for instance, you may get a part that improves your boost, but at the cost of handling, resulting in your vehicle slightly pulling to the right. So
they put automatic stick drift in the game? Awesome.
This creates a risk-reward type of system to the gameplay. So want faster boost at the cost of handling? Well, if you think it's worth it, go ahead and install that part for the boost and then just get the handling problem fixed later on.
Skip to get 100 credits? Is that what it said? Skip reward. Oh, skip reward plus 1,000 credits. So you're taking the money over the part. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense, Titan. Thank you.
You may get a part vehicle reward type of system to the gameplay. So want faster boost at the cost of handling? Well, if you think it's worth it, go ahead and install that part for the boost and then just get the handling problem fixed later on. And according to InvenGlobal.com, the overall flow of the campaign is more than just running a series of races. So the campaign focuses primarily on the Galactic Tour, and this actually has 3 acts to it. And as you progress, you will have the opportunity to choose from different events like standard races, eliminator races, field tests, and even mystery encounters. What's interesting here is that the event structure and layout will change with every run, but the order of planets in...
What is the game? What's the racing game that used to do that thing where it was a slow motion? Was that Burnout? Where you would slam into people and then it would go into like slow motion? Is that what it was? Eclipse says they actually makes me excited. The only thing I don't like about racing games is I don't really like to play multiplayer or something to keep going. It's single player. That's awesome. Road Redemption is a roguelike racer. This concept works. The Burnout people are making the game. Oh, well, that makes sense then. Yeah, that makes sense then.
Each act will remain fixed, which means that the repeated playthroughs will provide a meaningful and consistent learning curve. Now, if you completely crash out or lose to an elimination in a race, you will lose a league token. These tokens are required to participate in the tour, and if you fail to meet specific conditions in a race or crash too often, you guessed it, you will lose tokens, and losing all of your tokens will end the current tour, forcing you to restart. So if you see your tokens starting to bleed away, the pressure is definitely on. Now, what's even crazier is that your vehicle will be completely scrapped for credits, and you can then use these credits for your next tour attempt if you lose. But don't worry, not all is lost, because you can also earn parts that you can use for your next upcoming races as well. So even if you lose, you do still walk away with some kind of reward in most cases, which is definitely a very good thing, especially considering you can use these rewards for your next run for an advantage. And this next feature is really, really cool. The paddock area is available for each planet, and you can walk around in third person and talk to the
This, I get it for a single player. I get it single player. You get to walk around. To me, this feels like the Skull and Bones type of area where you walk around when you get off your ship type of thing. It's like you can walk around. This could easily have been menu systems or a real quick type of thing. Or Sea of Thieves, I guess, like you're saying.
Other characters, and honestly, I thought there was just one paddock area, but apparently there are actually multiple.
I wonder if this changes over time based on where you are, how you progress.
Paddocks, one for each planet. So here, rivalries and alliances are formed with the other racers, and you can even fully view and customize your vehicles right at the paddock. This includes different liveries, all new parts for your vehicle, and even vehicle abilities. And speaking of vehicle abilities, these are found on your D-pad in the
Oh, yeah, I guess, Travis. Think of Anthem, sort of, yeah.
Game when you are racing. You'll notice it has 4 different slots, and these include things like shields, which will protect you from other players ramming you, or
that's cool. So they like cooldowns and stuff like that.
Crashes. You can also have cooling jets to cool down your engines quickly.
This looks pretty interesting, I'll be honest.
And you can see these abilities once again at the bottom left of the UI while racing. And certain racers and vehicles come equipped with unique weapons such as flamethrowers and sabotage and hacking, which are abilities that can lock down your opponent's boosting system.
I used to love the old pod racing game, man.
Or apply other status effects. Now, there are also 2 different type of boosts in this game, including Afterburner, which is the safe standard speed boost that gradually refills over time, and then you have the Ramjet.
It does seem, as much as they're doing with the different abilities and stuff that you have, it does seem very arcadey as far as the style of driving.
Much more powerful, but riskier speed boost. Using it overheats your engine into the red line phase.
I almost feel like I'm playing like, obviously it's a Star Wars game, but I feel like I'm playing like San Francisco Rush. You guys remember that arcade game and stuff like that?
And if you leave it active for too long, you guessed it, your vehicle will explode. So be careful with that Ramjet for sure. And by the way, customization goes far beyond your vehicle. You can even customize your character as well, who of course go.
The UI and the graphics kind of remind me of Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft.
by the name of Shade, the main character in the game. And to give a little bit more backstory on Shade, he is considered a lone racer driven by both revenge and ambition, and while Fuse Games is keeping some details about Shade's past under wraps, we know that he has a personal grudge against the powerful Bull family and sees the Galactic League as his chance to settle.
See, like that run-in right here,
family, and sees the Galactic.
That should have killed him right there. That should have killed him right there. He hit that thing so hard.
Galactic League as his chance to settle the score once and for all. And standing in Shade's way is Kestar Bull, the reigning champion of the Galactic League and the game's primary antagonist. Kestar currently dominates the racing circuit and has become so powerful that he's threatening the future of the league itself. His influence extends beyond the racetrack thanks to the backing of the powerful Bull clan, making him far more dangerous than just another rival racer. And if you're curious about the game's setting and timeline within the Star Wars universe, it takes place during the New Republic era after the fall of the Empire and the events of Return of the Jedi, with the Empire defeated.
So Mando could be in it. They can add a whole bunch of people. I know Krebsy is loving this right now. So Luke Skywalker could come in. I guess people are sad because now Anakin can't be in the game.
The galaxy has entered a new age where underground racing has exploded in popularity, especially throughout the lawless regions of the Outer Rim, which definitely makes for an exciting setting for this game. And yes, if you were wondering, there is a first-person view. We got our first glimpse at the first-person view gameplay right here, and I have to say, it looks freaking awesome. And I know many VR fans want to see a VR mode for this game, and while it does not support VR at launch, we really hope that they announce something in the future, because again, this game would be insane in VR. Now let's talk about weather, because weather directly affects your vehicle and the...
Oh, that's true, Crowded. They're in the same universe now. Maybe one of the guys from Destiny will come in. Character can be over here. That's how they'll live on.
The efficiency of your engines. If you pay attention to the meter during this snow race, for instance, you can see that your vehicle is beginning to get cold and iced over. And to combat this, you need to go through the warmers on the track to heat your engines back up in order to increase speed again. So you have to really manage the weather in this game. You cannot ignore it and let your engines...
I don't know if it's the weather environment.
...get iced over. You have to go through the warmers to get your vehicle back up to speed. And keep in mind, other planets have the opposite effect where your engines will overheat if you go over the lava. So you have to compensate for that and be very well aware of the areas you travel over when you're racing. Now, one other thing I wanted to really point out about this game is the sound. The sound is absolutely incredible. Just take a listen to this clip right here.
Watch it, watch it!
Yeah, sound design's good.
Pick a lane.
So that's just one example of how good the sound is in this game. I absolutely love it, and I think all of the visuals, sound effects, and all of the gameplay elements are going to make this game one of the best racing games ever. I cannot wait for it. And pod racers are...
He is a little biased. He loves Star Wars. So I don't know about best racing game ever, but it might be really good.
Are back in action with multiple pod racing vehicles to play with. So yes, those are also in this as well. Now, characters also appear to have some really nice banter during the races. They talk back and forth to each other, just like in episode 1.
I have a lot of questions. Yes, it's a single player game. But after you're done with the single-player game, it's multiplayer. If it's multiplayer, are they going to have microtransactions in this game? Are you going to be able to bring your character over from your single-player game into the multiplayer game? Do you work up in the multiplayer game different than you work up in your single-player game? Do you earn stuff? Do you have to purchase stuff? Is it all cosmetic? These are questions I have.
Movies.
I'm losing my touch here. This isn't the end.
So I absolutely love this, and this is something that I was really requesting, so it's awesome to see that this is in the game. Now, in case you missed it, there is a start sequence at the beginning of every race, and if you manage to hit the sequence of buttons just right, your afterburner and shields will be primed and ready to go right at the beginning of the race.
We'll see how if that gets annoying.
And then once you are at the starting line, you can then also match your revs just right to get a boost at the start, which will be very, very important to get that good position at the beginning. And if you hit a wall too hard, of course you will crash, but sometimes it may actually cause a critical malfunction instead of crashing. And of course your shields probably play a major role in this, but what's really cool is that you can quickly recover from this when you are prompted on the screen. And if you're wondering about multiplayer in this game, yes, the game supports up to 12 players on.
That's going to be chaotic. That's going to be chaotic.
Multiplayer. And while we have not seen any footage of multiplayer just yet, I'm guessing it's going to be absolutely insane when people get online and play this together. Now, how are they going to avoid players from trolling each other and going just crazy on the track? Yeah. That's going to be interesting, but regardless, I cannot wait to play the multiplayer.
Well, that and just other abilities and stuff like that. So I wonder, there's got to be two separate. The single player upgrade and stuff like that, and then when you play online, you're probably going to make your own character for the online portion, and then you could probably unlock different vehicles, I would assume,
in this game. So
unless they make it super arcade where you just pick a character, pick a vehicle, and then go.
Hit that like button if you guys are excited for Star Wars Galactic Racer. The game is looking absolutely incredible, and all of these new details have me genuinely excited for its release, which is going to happen on October 6th of this year. So we are counting down the days here at the Star Wars HQ. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new here. Also hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.
So there you go. Links in the description down below for Star Wars HQ. Game looks interesting. Game does look interesting. That to me, all right, what you just saw there, I don't even know the price. The price in my head that I would pay for that game is $50. $50. I would not pay 60. I wouldn't pay 70. And obviously, I'm not paying anything above that. This is a $50 game. This, regardless if it comes out October, September, whatever it's supposed to release, I won't get this until it's $40, $50. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Argus says, Sparrow League racing is too competitive now. Races neck to neck, beginning to end. Also, most of the time, there's also maybe, I should say, too easy now. I don't know. Argus says, have you seen Star Wars? It sounds like a pod racing scene. Will there be a scoreboard or prox chat? I have no idea. He didn't mention any of that. Usually racing games don't have proximity chat. It's Star Wars, so how will they ruin it? Yeah. They have to ruin it. Travis says it's $60. Yeah, I wouldn't pay 60 for it. That's a $50 game for me. Max $50. Now, I'll be honest with you. If I have like a gift card or something, I would spend it on the $60 if I get, $10 off, $15 off, or whatever like that. All right, but that's a $50 game. Rourke says it'll be on Game Pass. Do we know that yet? We don't know anything about if it's going to be on Game Pass. If it doesn't do well, it'll be on Game Pass in a year. Crowd says the game should be half the price of GTA 6 Max. And it's going to be the platform or problem for AAA games from now on. That is a great conversation to have. It really is. Because I have a topic that I want to make a standalone video on based on everyone's like, it's no big deal about $80 or $100 video games. It is what it is. But after the fact, we kind of talked about it a little bit in the beginning, right? People think that all games are going to go up to $80. No, they're not going to go up to $80, but it's definitely going to have a different factor going in, because you're going to look at once Grand Theft Auto comes out and you pay $80 to $100 and you play that game, sort of like look at Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert for $70. I paid $27, right? Because of the gift cards and stuff I had, or the Microsoft points I get for free. Okay. Well, not really free, but you know what I'm saying, right? That's a $70 game, and how massive that is. So now another game comes out at a $70 price point. You're looking at it like, that doesn't have anywhere close to what Crimson Desert has. Now you have Grand Theft Auto comes out, giant map, so much stuff to do. You're going to be playing it for multiple hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours. And you look at that and go, well, this costs $80 to $100. Then you buy this game, it's like $60. You go through the single player, you're done 8 hours, 10 hours, and you're like, wait a minute, what did I pay for? Right? It's not fair to a one-to-one comparison, but people are. Value of time and money. Spare League Racing netcode is so bad in Destiny 2. Give everyone first place. If Game Pass even exists in a year. Joke. Kind of. 30 watch Andy Pants' gaming why GTA 6 will suck. I watched Asma Gold watch that video. I don't think I need to. I have my concerns with Grand Theft Auto. I do. We talked about them over the years. The lead's leaving, the writer's leaving because of certain people in political office. They changed certain things, and now that Trump is in office, they had to change things back, type of things. These are all speculations and rumors. Right? I saw that he was talking about the online of Grand Theft Auto Online. The people that are writing those things are not the same people that work at Rockstar today. So completely different, how they've completely changed how they talk and how they act. Crowd says, I think FromSoft confirmed the next Elden Ring installment. Kirby says Xbox tried $80 games and said it wouldn't happen until after the holiday of 2025. With GTA 6 being $80, we could see Xbox try for $80 games. It's definitely going to embolden more companies to try to raise their prices. Let me see if I have. Yeah, I'm writing a script right now, and I talk about the price shit. Because what's going to happen is, they're just testing the waters now, basically, right? Because Mario Kart came out as $80. They tried other games at $80, and then they brought them back. They put it out there. And when they get to a certain point, remember 70 now, everyone's like, oh yeah, 70's fine now. 70 was a big problem when it turned to 70. But a lot of people are just like, it's no big deal. Now we've skipped 70, or we've gone past 70, we've gone to 80, and technically we've skipped 80, and we've gone to $100 video games. Asher says, who's even buying games on Xbox for 80 times to zero is still zero? I mean, there are people buying it. There's people buying Grand Theft Auto. They're selling out of the physical editions. And Rockstar has completely... They don't follow the rules of everybody else, right? They don't follow the rules. They make the rules, and everybody else follows. Here, this is one of my parts of the script I'm writing, right? Okay. Publishers have been waiting for someone else to go first. Now, I know what you're saying, right? The Nintendo with Mario Kart going $80, that's different because that's a first-party title game going $80 on their platform. Rockstar is not a first-party platform. They're a third-party site, okay? So publishers have been wanting higher prices for years. Nobody enjoys leaving money on the table. If a company believes consumers are willing to spend more, eventually they're going to get tested to theory. The challenge has always been the public perception. Nobody wants to be the villain. Nobody wants the headlines accusing them of greed. Nobody wants social media campaigns targeting their brand. Rockstar changes that equation completely, okay? If GTA 6 succeeds at $80, every future price increase suddenly becomes easier to justify. Publishers can point to Rockstar and say, the market was evolved, premium games cost more to make, this is how the industry standard now. Whether gamers agree to these arguments or not, okay, is almost irrelevant, right? This is a precedent will always exist, okay? The history shows that once the precedent is established, other companies eventually follow. That's what's going to happen, okay? Because once this third-party game comes in and says, this is what it is now, and I'm telling you, because they made a $100 version of the game, they've gave leeway because they are locking stuff behind it. Yes, $80 standard, but it's not the true full game. The full game is $100. They've given them a $30 leeway now. $70 games right now, $100 games over here. So now they can come out and go, well, we're $80 as well. We're giving more content. We can do that. I mean, we will see what happens, Krebsy. The writers that are there, they've been infiltrated. This was talked about in reports in the past. Now, does it happen or not? Yet to be seen. I'm not going to say that that's what's happening. There are signs that things have changed at Rockstar. We don't know the real reasons why Dan Houser left. We don't know the real reason other people left. Something happened. Justin says bisexual lighting is the craziest thing I've heard all year. I don't think of all the satire, but I've seen screenshots. I hope Grand Theft Auto stays exactly as is, right? There was talks about how they were going to change the police in the game. This is like 2-3 years ago we talked about this stuff. I want Grand Theft Auto, I want Rockstar to make fun of everybody. I want it to be satire. The problem is, here's the thing. The satire that was in Grand Theft Auto back in the day, we're living in those times right now. There's more satire. Like, they were making fun of us before, but now I feel like because we live in the Concordian timeline, as Waterbear says, right? I feel like the satire is more like reality now. Do you know what I mean? That's all I want. I want Grand Theft Auto. And again, I'm not even buying it. I'm not buying it when it comes out because I refuse. Okay. I refuse to pay for $80 video games. I refuse to pay for $90, $100 video games. I'm not doing it. Right? Does this mean because I don't want to buy Grand Theft Auto that Grand Theft Auto is going to suck? No, Grand Theft Auto is going to be the biggest pre-order, the biggest day one, the biggest week one, the biggest month one, the biggest year one game sales of all time. If that's 21 million or if that's 46 million, it's going to be the biggest selling game. Is it going to be hard to watch someone play the game and go, God damn, it looks good? Okay. I really want to play it. Sure. But I refuse to pay the price. There's only a couple of ways that I would get this game. Okay. Now, obviously, Waterbear tipped me $20 earlier in the show, and so did Aku. I could use that money. Okay. I could use that money to put towards Grand Theft Auto and be like, oh, well, I'm not paying full price. That's not the point. The point is I refuse to pay $80 for a video game because if I pay $80 for a video game, then that throws everything that I stand for out the window because I believe that game is $80. I don't give a shit if I believe it's $80. A video game should not cost $80. It shouldn't. Because they're spending millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars to make the video game, that's not my problem. My whole existence as a customer is to pay what I think it's worth. And I don't think it's worth $80, $90, $100. Some of you might think it's worth it. Enjoy, right? I will wait until it goes on sale at some point. If it goes down to 60 or 50, and then I'll pick it up. They have Gay Tony in the online. He's not the same Gay Tony, and the writing is horrible. Oh, really? I didn't know that. See, I haven't played the really online stuff. Rogue says an example of this fast station is are the next to each other when they raise the price, so it will the other one. People certainly do like downplay on how much a group of people is actually still disliking society, like not at all. Jesse Max says, and GTA is Sweet Baby Inc. now? I don't know if they're Sweet Baby Inc. Are they on that list? Hart does says not even $80. It's $100 to get the full game. You're missing content. I know that, Hart. Yeah, I know you probably just came in. Yeah, 100%. The entire game is $100 to get all the content. Anyone else think that GTA 5 sucked? There's a lot of people that didn't like the story. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. I liked, was it Trevor? I liked the chaoticness of him and stuff like that. Is it not going to play? Well, I don't know why it's not playing. Hold on a second. Let me see. Is it going to... It's not going to play? Or did you just give me a super chat? That's it. It should read it, though. That's weird. Anyway, SpongeBob, I'm ready for a Grand Theft. It's supposed to be in SpongeBob's voice. I don't know why it's not working. Oh, shit. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. I refreshed it to see if it didn't do it. I wonder if the audio is turned down in some way, shape, or form. Wait a minute. Let me see if I play... Oh, yeah, no, the sound's not working. Why isn't the sound working? Hold on one second, chat. I got to see if it's... if the soundbite thing is not working correctly.
This just in. Famous Twitch streamer retires and becomes a full-time idiot.
Yeah, it's working fine. I don't know why it's not working there. All right, Waterbear says, Insomniac Games has responded to a fan on social media who asked if a physical version of Marvel Wolverine is just a code in the box. Said, will it contain a physical disc? What happened? Did they answer? I also just found out you could be able to play GTA 6 on my Quest 3. How does that work? Are you using the stream it through like Play Anywhere type of thing? Good Clip says, damn you, SpongeBob. You let me down. I don't know why it's not working. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I might have fixed it. No. Nope.
Krebs Gaming says, manufacturing and shipping must be shit if Wolverine and GTA 6 aren't doing collector's editions.
Oh, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, that speaks all the stuff. Well, here. Yeah, that's just the volume for the. It'll speak all the text in that robot voice. I don't want that shit. Yes, they said it contained a physical disc. Okay, that's good. Krebsy says manufacturing and shipping must be shit if Wolverine and GTA 6 aren't doing collector's editions. That is true. Why aren't they doing collector's editions? Argus says, I don't skip games generally just because of Sweet Baby Inc., although that does severely lower my opinion on them. Also, I don't think it's really been interested in many games they've touched. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, a lot of people didn't like Avowed because whatever of the purple lighting and stuff like that. Avowed was a good game. It wasn't a great game. It wasn't the price that it should have been. I played it on Game Pass. Obviously it wasn't as big with like characters in the cities and stuff like that, but the gameplay was fun. The storytelling wasn't very good. Overall, it was just a good game, but I didn't think it was like a massive deal. Argus says, what makes me skip games isn't really the company. It's gay acceptance and expression of any of the letters. It's women empowerment / feminism. Hart says, I'm glad I don't have to buy an Xbox to play GTA, Gears, and Fable. Yeah. So did you answer the question up above? What you're playing through the quest? Like, are you using it? Are you using the Play Anywhere type of thing? Is that what you're using? Yeah, the goddess in that game talks so slow. So slow. Okay, you are. Yeah. It is cool. I like using that as well. That is a bonus about playing on Xbox. I don't know if PlayStation does that. Maybe they do, the Play Anywhere type of thing. I don't know. I know you can play your games and stream. I did it on the PlayStation 4 back in the day. But if you buy a game, like for instance, I could play Crimson Desert through my headset and stuff like that as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I do the same thing when I travel. I have a MetaQuest 2. I was thinking about upgrading to MetaQuest 3 because there was a sale for Prime, but I said, no, I'll wait for another sale or another headset to come out or something. All right, what time is it? 12:18. We'll check Twitter, see what's happening with Twitter. See if anything. Bloomberg, Bungie studio head Justin Truman, who succeeded Pete Parson last year, is stepping down. Well, no shit. He's stepping down because there's no company to go to. Destiny's gone. And he didn't even take the spot for Pete Parson. He was just a lead, but he didn't take over the exact role. If you have the PlayStation app, you can play your games on the go. Yeah, and well, this is why we have a conversation, Jesse, about everyone's like, oh yeah, you could play your games, and it's like, yeah, I could do it with my phone right now. I mean, we literally picked up that GameSir controller to put on my new phone, and now I'm playing games on the device, portable device. Sure, does it kill my battery and stuff like that? Yeah, but if I can plug in when I'm on an airplane or I'm traveling, or if I'm going somewhere, I don't have to bring my whole Xbox now. Tim Sweeney is complaining. Epic Studio game Tim Sweeney says, really irresponsible for Steam to make studios disclose their use of AI in development. The Unreal Engine creator says that the Scarlet Letter, which leads to hater community trying to kill the game. Tell me you want to use AI in your video games without telling me you want to use AI in your video game, Tim. Look, I'm not against AI. Obviously, we use AI to make the music and stuff like that. I think people, if they can make stuff and people enjoy it, then there's no harm, right? If these people want to pay $100 for a video game, then they'll accept AI as well down the road. Let me tell you something. People will eat humble pie if they find out that if Grand Theft Auto has AI in it in any way, shape, or form, and the people that paid $100 for Grand Theft Auto and they're having a blast, they find out that AI created to help them develop it, they wouldn't say a fucking word. They would keep on playing that game. They'd be like, well, it's, I already paid $100 and, they wouldn't say shit. Why? Because they enjoy it. We don't know that, Travis. What I'm saying is that if it did, these people that complain about AI, they wouldn't complain because they would be having a good time waiting for a 13-year-old game they've been waiting to have for the last 13 years. You have the article? You have the article that says they used AI in Grand Theft Auto? AI is no biggie, but it leads into corporate slop. In the wrong hands, yes. In the right hands, no. Shut up. Is that true? Is that true, Justin? Or just enough? I heard someone on Reddit was complaining that GTA has AI because gators don't have 80 teeth. People are just jobless, scared. Literally, only reason people dislike AI, I'm all for it. If the leads are better games and my support, then if it's a cost, most devs a job. Yeah. That is true. For fuck's sake. Like, actually. Like the game Crimson Desert, right? Crimson Desert, you can do all these things, the map is gigantic, do all this stuff. There's a picture on a wall, and they're like, they used AI. Fucking boycott. I'm like, does it do anything? Is it changing my gameplay? Like, I'm okay. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. Now, if it comes out and they used AI and the game is fucking broke, buggy, unfinished, incomplete. Oh, wait a minute. That's the gaming industry today. So wait, we're not upset that there's broken, buggy games with people that are actually working on it, but we're going to be upset if it's a broken, buggy game and people didn't work on it? I'm gonna believe that AI could do a better job with Fallout 76 when it came out than people, because I saw what people did, and I bet you that AI would do better. If you get a Quest 3, I recommend the Kiwi K4 Duo Audio Head Strap if you want to keep it simple. Okay, I just use these when I play because it goes over my head. It doesn't bother anything, and then the audio just goes right into. Travis says supposedly the PlayStation 5 and Xbox versions of Fallout 76 are coming out in August. I'll believe it when I see it. Believe it when I see it. Man, it's a busy day. All right, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. Join me and Sarge, 8 p.m. Eastern, for episode 494. We're closing in on episode 500, which will probably be the first week of August, if I'm not mistaken. If you guys like what we do here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I do appreciate you very much for coming out and hanging out with us. We do this Monday through Thursday. We do a podcast Thursday nights, and then I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's time that I spend with the family and whatnot. So you guys have a great, if I don't see you guys tonight for the podcast right here on 30NSG, I'll see you guys next week on Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
They showed us the trailer, they showed us the dream, a living room piece PC with a shiny new thing. We all started guessing what the price would be. Then the numbers dropped and we spilled our tea. Everybody's asking in the comment section, is this a console or a PC collection? They said more memory, more power, more speed. Yeah, but my wallet's saying that's not what I need. 16 wasn't enough. Now 32's the floor, but every gigabyte they added dollars to the score. Oh, is the Steam machine for the guy with 3 monitors and a custom keyboard? Oh, is the Steam machine for the PC enthusiast wanting something more? It's not for the bargain hunter. It's not